Now, a few things to go over before we begin. One, I've come to realize I'm actually one of the more popular God of High School channels on YouTube in terms of providing information on the series. So, even though I had my issues with the webtoon, I feel like I kind of do have to make content on it now. And with that being said, I'm going to make content on the aspects of the series I enjoyed. And today we're going to cover a major character, Mira, the third of the main trio of the series, and a character I actually enjoyed. The reason for this is, in most anime, manga, a lot of times it seems like the female characters are wasted to the point of almost being a joke. For example, we all thought Sakura was kind of a wasted character. Ino, all of them. They were just in Naruto. They just, that series, the female characters were kind of trash. Yu Yu Hakusho, they were pretty good. Kingdom has excellent female characters, probably the best in anime and manga. But, for a lot of times, anime, manga, and sometimes even comics just doesn't seem to have that good of female characters. Most obvious reason for this, I believe, is just most authors are men. Sometimes it's hard for men to write from, the perspective or ideas of women. So a lot of times that can block creativity on that end. But with that being said, I really enjoyed Mira and her power. It was fine. I never felt like she had stupid plot armor, at least relative to the rest of the characters in the series. There's always a level of plot armor, but relative to everybody else, hers wasn't bad. And she even had a really good character development and plot twist. So, with that being said, spoilers ahead for the webtoon. If you have not read the webtoon, go ahead and exit out, read, and come back. Or if you don't mind and just enjoy my content, go ahead and stay. But with that being said, thank you guys for sticking with me. Thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure to like and subscribe. And with that being said, let's begin. So we're going to go over the major events for Mira, what shapes her character and what shows, how powerful she gets. So first thing we're going to talk about, Chapter 3. And this is kind of the beginning of our journey with Mira as we see her progress as a martial artist. So Mira in this chapter seemingly takes down 7 opponents. 3 with her wooden practice sword and 4 with her bare hands by snapping their necks and blitzing them at what seems to be a blur. Also, at this point, it's quite obvious she's probably faster than the eye, bare minimum. In Chapter 4, during a chase down, Mira is actually able to dig her wooden practice blade through cement to force a sharp turn. By the way, for those that maybe not that familiar with the series, her main abilities comes with her prowess as a swordsman, as she's inherited it throughout her bloodline. Her bloodline is known for their swordsmanship. Chapter 64, she reveals her special ability is actually Lubu, so contracts or borrowed power is used in the verse. By the way, if you want a video on borrowed power explanation and stuff like that, let me know in the comment section. I'd love to do it. Because I actually do think that's a pretty cool aspect. But hers is the Warrior Lubu, which is a massive amp in battle. In Chapter 88, this shows the conclusion of the fight with Opio in his fox form versus Mira when she activated her sacred weapon and was able to survive long enough for Opio to run out of steam and succumb to the damage he's been dealing with since his last bout with Mori Jin. Now, she didn't go toe-to-toe with him for a full match or anything like that. She didn't even have a chance to beat him. But the fact she survived that long in order for him to drop dead or not dead, but pass out, is crazy, because in this form, he scales above gods. So, just surviving a few seconds is absolutely insane. In Chapter 152, despite having faced off against direct contract Opio before, she sees him now and feels like a spectator. So obviously the power shift is starting to kick in the series. Chapter 181, she was able to one-shot an enemy that took out Mori Jin's clone. It's important to note Morrigan's clone does not scale to main Mori. However, he is very powerful, and she was able to one-shot someone that took him out. In Chapter 181, while severely wounded, she goes into a trance-like state in order to fight her enemies, and even reacts instantly to save dae-wi. So, low-key, better than Ultra Instinct. Sucks to suck, Goku. Anyways, Chapter 184, she was actually able to blitz the king's son, Dante, and was able to cause a distraction to leave with friends before her wounds were able to actually kill her. In Chapter 190 through 200, we've seen she has learned the borrowed ability or borrowed power, and she uses it on her opponents when they least expect it. And you know, by the time they realize what's going on, she's already activating her power, and it's a little too late. And in Chapter 200, her galaxy split was able to destroy the borrow ability of her opponent. So she's literally devastating other borrowed powers with her own, just massively overpowering it. Chapter 219, she casually cuts through lasers while still not going all out or even using her borrowed ability. So in base form, casually, she's massively FTL. It's pretty obvious at this point in the series if you didn't already know. In Chapter 219, it was kind of a weird flex, but she was able to hold up the arena her opponent threw at her with the tip of her sword casually. In Chapter 222, her attacks are shown to be able at this point bypass durability and just directly hurt you. In Chapter 249, after killing the man who killed her master, she actually may have caught the disease that comes with the path of the sword. This is the part in the video where we see the, in my opinion, very interesting character shift and dynamic with Mira. Now, the reason the disease that comes with the path of the sword is important is because at this point, it's kind of implied to be something that amplifies your selfish inner desire, which obviously will become problematic. In Chapter 252, the disease shows it is starting to take effect as she is becoming a monster through her desire to save her friend. Chapter 270, Mira is seemingly able to... Now, Tam, in case you're wondering, is, imagine the embodiment of greed. And these abilities do stem from the king, so it's a massive power source. He's massively above bishops, all those other characters we've seen in the series. So the greed type abilities that comes with the power set of the king should belong to her now. Chapter 337, we see that she has joined the current six. The older six were able to push back and nearly defeat Morrigan's father figure, aka Gramps, had it not been for Morrigan's birth actually blasting them. The current six should be stronger than the former six, since they've had to, you know, endure and adapt to everything that's happened since that six existed. Chapter 424, Mira is explained to have one half of the king's power, and dae-wi has the other half. Now, the person that she set out to save with her power, the path of the sword disease, ended up actually causing her to become greedy and evil in the path to save him. And even though he's saved and has that power, she has her power, that's ironically turned her into fighting him. Now, in Chapter 429, a casual swing splits the sky and causes a massive explosion. Chapter 436, her blade actually at this point scales above sacred treasures, some of the most powerful artifacts in the verse. Chapter 436, while she isn't fully mentally there and competent, she still manages to win a battle of wills between her and King dae-wi, or dae-wi. In Chapter 437, during the fight, dae-wi comes to terms with the possibility that he may in fact die fighting her. In Chapter 456, in response to Mira using her Big Bang Borrow ability, dae-wi had to shut off the universe with his power. And verbatim, he says he has to shut down the universe for a second. Chapter 458, she defeats dae-wi, and he admits he didn't let her win. By the way, casually, at this point, dae-wi can throw a planet at you if you annoy him. So, just for reference, these boys, and I just told you, shut down the universe, all that stuff. These are powerful characters, and she actually beat him. And he did admit in Chapter 458, he did not let her win. Chapter 465, she achieves a new form. However, this form is defeated by dae-wi, who uses all his power and seems to bring the old Mira back. This form, for the most part, seems to be featless. It just seemed like some kind of berserker mode, but it didn't really do anything for her, and it only appeared for a chapter and a half before she lost, so can't really give you anything on the final, you know, kind of armor slash form she had, but all we know is it seemed to be some kind of berserker form. Anyways, let me know what you guys think of Mira. Personally, as a female character, I thought she was very well done, especially compared to most anime, manga type characters, even comics. Liked her power. I liked her abilities. I liked her borrowed powers, and I liked her character development and the fact that, you know, she kind of turned evil in the end. I thought it was interesting. But anyways, guys, let me know what you think. If you're a God of High School fan, I am dropping a God of High School video every week, so make sure to tune in. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching. It's been your favorite villain. Stay tuned for a big video dropping on Monday, and I will see y'all later. Peace.